Alright, got a little bit of an AK treat for y'all today. So this is a Serbian Zastava M92 imported by Century Arms. This one on loan to me today again from my buddy Andrew. Appreciate that. So we got a side folder on here, a forward comp or blast diverter as Andrew calls it, which is also another proper term for it. Got a little rail here and tack light, and he wants me to sight in this Sig Romeo for him here. I've been trying to figure out what range I should zero this for. Initially we were talking 50 yards being a pistol, which by the way 10-inch barrel, but I did measure the height over bore here and we're coming in just shy of 4 inches. It's like 3.9 inches, so that sucker's way up there. So I think a 75 yard zero would be better, because to get it zeroed at 50 you'd have the muzzle pointing at an upward angle, which is just going to launch those bullets out there. So I think I'm going to do the sighting in off camera this time, and then once I get her zeroed we'll do some shooting. Alright, I think I got it pretty close. I'm just coming down here to this blue silhouette target I hung up 75 yards. Right there is my steel gong at 50 yards. We're going to hit that here in a second. But I just want to check. It's pretty close, but come down here to target and see where we're printing, see if I need to make any final adjustments. Okay. So it looked about dead on out there at 100 yards. So I did think it looked like it was a little right, which I'm seeing that here. So my other shots must have just been coming right down here then. I was just shooting at some stuff on that 100-yard mound. It seemed to be pretty close, but a little bit right. So there may be a pretty big difference between 75 and 100 here on height. Not sure. But what I want to do real quick, we'll take a few somewhat careful shots at this gong here at 50 yards. I'm just going to aim dead center and see where the group's printing at 50 yards there. So I got this Arsenal Circle 10 loaded up here with some Tula, and we'll see where it's hitting out there before we make some adjustments. Alright, so yeah, just low right there. So I do got to bring it left a little, like I said. So it seemed to be lower at 75, maybe not so much. I think I need to take my target out there at 100 and test it, because like I said, shooting just random debris down there at 100, it looked to be about right on the elevation, but now I'm questioning that. We'll check the 100-yard real quick. I'm thinking I might actually need to bring the whole thing up just a few inches there. Let's see what it does at 100 first. So this is the 100-yard mound here. I made my adjustments to the left, and I wasn't going for anything too precise because I can't see that well at this range without glasses anyways. I really need to get in this year. But I was aiming at the head because I was assuming, well, we knew we definitely weren't high, and yeah, look, hitting all around down here. So that's a flyer. That was definitely me there. So you can see the groups right there. So I still need a clicker to the left, and we're definitely low, so I need to bring it up quite a bit there. That's actually good news though, because we're a few inches low at 50, we're even more low at 75, and even more low at 100. So that means I can actually zero this for 50 like I wanted, and we'll actually get a little bit of drop at 75 and a little more at 100. So even with that 4-inch over bore there, apparently it's not going to affect it that much. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the 50-yard zero then. So let's go ahead and see how close we are at 50 yards then. I have made a couple adjustments here. Bring it up some and to the left a little more. See if we're center now. Alright, so it's pretty close height wise. Just need to go left still a little bit. positive that one that went off to the left there was just me, because that thing was swinging. So it was, my red dot was going in and out of center there because it was pivoting and swinging on me. So that was actually if you omit that one off to the left, that was definitely me. That was actually a pretty tight group down there at 50 yards, almost touching all of them. The last one was an accidental shot because I was trying to stage the trigger and went past it. Gave me this little compensator here to reduce recoil a little bit. I'm going to slide that on there and see if that makes a difference. Of course, the recoil's not bad on that thing at all anyways, but we'll just slide this on here and see if it changes anything. There she is. Let me get another 20 loaded up here and we'll try that same thing again. So after the first few shots, I was like literally the first 2 or 3, I was like, I don't really notice a difference. But almost immediately, as soon as I thought that in my head that I was going to be telling you guys there wasn't really a difference, I noticed I was getting back on target considerably quicker and getting off those follow-up shots faster. So even though perceivable recoil wasn't really that much of a difference, I honestly didn't really notice it. It definitely made a difference downrange because I was definitely getting back on target and making those shots quicker with that compensator on there. Alright, but I got 20 rounds left, so I know 100's not going to be any problem whatsoever, so I guess we'll go out there 200 yards and see where we're hitting and adjust accordingly. I don't think 200 yards is going to be a problem. It's just going to be guessing how high to aim, so hopefully I can get that figured out relatively quick and we'll get a bunch of hits at 200. So I forgot he sent me with this little baggie of steel case here too. So the 20 I was referring to was this Bellum here, but I also have some more toolless steel case in that ammo box. And I reviewed this Bellum. This is the best stuff I've found so far, save for match ammo. Shoots real tight out of my Anderson, and I even got it out to 500 yards. Link in the description for that. But before I do that, I want to hit this buffalo down here at 150 yards. You see him there, his head's orange, chest area is white, and the rump is orange there on the right side. So we'll send a few rounds down on that before we go out to 200 there. And I did zero this for the steel case stuff because I know that's what he's going to run through it, so that's what it's zeroed for. I know it's going to drop from there, so I'm just going to aim at the very top of it there in that white section. All right, so the first 2 or 3 were normal and was hitting the target, and I don't know if you could hear it in the camera, but the remainder were way hotter and they instantly started shooting high. Last time I was out here with Andrew, we did a little quick video where we were on the pistol bay, but we started on the rifle bay, and this is what I was talking about, Andrew. I noticed that some of those loads were way hotter than the others, and you can see here just how much of a difference that makes. To my knowledge, they were all Tula. I'll go check the bag real quick, but they were all steel case Russian. And the few that I did look at were Tula. I believe that's what everything is in there, but we'll check. So I don't know if it's like build date, lot number, storage methods, you know, age, some are newer, some are older, or what. But I noticed when we were out here shooting last time with all this ammo we had with the AKs, some sounded normal and then some just sounded way louder, and you could see way more muzzle flash out the end of the barrel. And that's what just happened to me there. The first 2 or 3, I can't remember exactly how many it was, sounded normal, and then the remainder were way louder, big flash fireball out the end. And as you could see, they were printing way higher. So for that very last shot, I did aim lower and then hit the target because they were going so high. All right, so just grabbed a whole handful here out of that bag, about twice the amount of what I just loaded up there, because I only put 7 in the mag for that recording there. And they are all Tula, okay? But what I did notice, some of them are hollow points. So I don't know if that's what the difference was out there. I don't think so. So I still think it has something to do with storage, and unless some of these are reloads, which he swore to me last time they weren't. I know a lot of you think you can't reload still, but I've seen videos where they do that. So not sure what's going on there. I'll be sure to only use FMJ now that I learned there's some hollow points in there. But there's only just a couple there, so I don't think that's what the difference was out there. Some were really hot and some were normal. So, and I will say, when I first started shooting today, with the stuff that he provided, which, by the way, I appreciate that, Andrew. I forgot to mention earlier that he provided some of the ammunition today. That first few out of like the first mag some were hot and then some were regular. But then I just had a whole batch where they were all just kind of shooting regular. So we did get zeroed on the more normal stuff. And then, so we don't have to worry about it being zeroed for whatever reason that really hot stuff is hot. Anyways, it is zeroed for the more normal power stuff and not those hot loads. I mean, that's telltale anyways right there. The fact that I was aiming at the back of that thing. I remember we were a little low at 100 because we were zeroed at 50. I was just aiming at the very top edge and they were shooting over. So they were high at 150. So those things are stupid hot because they should have been several inches low out there, what we zeroed on. And instead they were like a foot high at least from, yeah, insanity. All right, so I just got 12 of these loaded up in here, and I made sure they were all of the FMJs. So we'll see if these are sporadic and back and forth or not. May or may not answer our question there if the difference was hollow points. So Alright, so all of those seem to be like the hot loads. I got a big fireball flash with every single one of those. They all sounded pretty much the same instead of a huge difference from one to the next. And I wasn't aiming that high. I was just aiming at the top edge of that gong. On a couple of those, I aimed a little higher on accident, and we missed right over the top. At least that's what it looked like to me. So those were all the same. So overall thoughts on it, it's absolutely perfect. So I can tell while shooting it that it's definitely higher quality than some of the other AKs I've shot. It's also, the ergonomics on it are really good. It fits real well. It doesn't feel awkward like some of them do. Even with that near 4-inch overbore sight there, it honestly feels pretty natural. I mean, it's a little higher up there, but for run and gun, it's pretty perfect for that. And as you saw there, I didn't really have any issue taking it out 200 yards either. I'm definitely more accurate with the scope, like considerably so. So the fact that I was getting pretty reliable hits out there at 200 yards, it's real accurate for a pistol. So the accuracy is definitely up there. For all the AKs I've shot, it's definitely one of the most accurate, and that's saying something considering that it's a pistol AK and, you know, not an actual full length. Trigger on it's pretty standard AK in the fact that it's got a lot of travel, but you can actually stage this one, unlike some other AKs I've shot where it's just like bang, and there's like no indication whatsoever. If you're slow firing, you can actually stage that one. It still has the long travel, but then it stops and it gives you a nice crisp break after that, which actually, let me show you that real quick. All right, so it is empty, of course. So let me see, this is the opposite hand I'm usually, but so you got all that play and you do have the tension on it, but it's stopping right there, okay? So you have that wall and then squeeze through. Yeah, absolutely no creep whatsoever after that stage there. So that comes in real handy for shooting accurately out there long range. And the recoil with both muzzle devices we had on there, I honestly didn't notice any more recoil than I do with a full size. So I don't know how it does it, but being smaller and being a pistol AK, it feels like the exact same recoil to me. Before I forget, that's with the brace folded up there. Overall length was like 21 inches if I remember correctly. That may or may not have been without a muzzle device attached. And then there she is folded out.
About 31 inches overall length with the brace.
But yeah, I ain't got much to say about this one. I really like it. The ergos are great. I love the trigger on it as far as AK triggers go. Light recoil for what it is. And, well, obviously she's 100% reliable there. And accuracy was pretty dang good as well. As I said, better with the scope. And I was also having some difficulty seeing that target out there at 200 yards at times. So that should be a hit every time at 200 yards, no problem. But that's going to do her there, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks to Andrew for letting me borrow this masterpiece here. If you guys want to get yourself anything you see in the videos, like steel target, shooting bag, anything at all, links in the description. But again, thanks for watching, and I hope to see you all on the next one.